There's a lot of debate that I've had with fishermen over the years about how do you fish a spinnerbait. Do you fish it up in sight? Do you wake it? Do you fish it slow roll it down on the bottom? What's the best way to fish it? And I've found that most fishermen fish a spinnerbait down out of sight most of the time. And let me just tell you, there's no wrong way to fish a spinnerbait. You can wake it right up on top of the water all you want, that works fine. You can slow roll it, drag it down 15, 20, 30, 50 feet deep, and you can catch bass that way. So there's really no bad way to work it. But a good rule of thumb is that you run a spinnerbait either just in or just out of sight. And so in other words, it depends on the clarity of your water how deep you're going to run it. Real clear water, you might have it down 7 or 8 feet and just barely lose sight of it or barely be able to see it. Where you can just barely see the blade or the blade just barely goes out of sight. That's a good rule of thumb. But that said, during the day, things are going to change, and you need to adapt with them. During the day today, we've caught fish both ways. I caught a lot of bass, and big bass too, running a spinnerbait right on top of the water, waking it. The closer you get a blade to the top of the water, the more vibration the bait causes. So if you're trying to create a lot of vibration, and I've run on this Booyah blade today, I've run an Indiana blade, a big Indiana blade. The other spinnerbait we run today is a double willow leaf, big, large willow leaf blades, and both situations run in a combination gold and nickel. That just seems to be a good combination. I really don't like to run double nickels. I will run double nose, double gold, but gold and nickel seems to be the right combination. But round blades, obviously more vibration. So I'm trying to get a lot of vibration out of the blade, run it up on top. But here late in the evening, it seems like that somehow those fish do not want to come up. They probably, as we got later in the evening, kind of eased down a little bit deeper, and they don't want to come up to the surface and bite. So the last 4 or 5 bass that we've caught have been running that spinnerbait down deep. Not real deep, about 3 or 4 feet. But there is no wrong way to run it. The most exciting way is within sight, but if it's just out of sight, big fish will happen.